It has been nearly 2 months since Yu Menglong left this world. 2 months, long enough for everything online to be wiped clean. Posts, hashtags, cries for justice, all vanished as if they had never existed at all. Yet, in the void of silence, a new name suddenly echoed through the storm, a name no one expected to hear: Jackson Yi. People now call it the second wave of the Yu Menglong case, because just when the world thought the story had ended, another name reignited the fire, burning even fiercer than before. No one could explain why he, Jackson Yi, once considered the model student of China's entertainment industry, the symbol of grace, discipline, and a scandal-free image, would suddenly be mentioned in a case steeped in blood and shadows. To the public, he was a carefully chosen star, from a teenage idol in TFBOYS to a national representative favored by state media. A portrait of purity and righteousness. And yet, his name began to surface amid secret investigations, mysterious recordings, distorted radio signals, and whispers of the spirit world and of blood. Soon, social media erupted with questions. Why is Yi Yang being mentioned? What does he know that he can't say? Was he the last person to speak with Yu Menglong? Forums on Weibo, Douban, and Bilibili exploded overnight. Loyal fans were confused. Others felt a chill run down their spines. Old photos of Jackson Yi and Yu Menglong, two men who had never worked together, never appeared in the same frame, suddenly resurfaced, their fates now seemingly bound by something invisible. The signal from the other side, 24/10, and the silent livestream, 16/9. On October 24th, amid the vast ocean of information flooding CBiz, two TV hosts from Taiwan released an audio clip, not a new song, not a promotional livestream, but a frequency scan signal, where a human-like voice echoed through layers of static. The noise repeated, and then, cutting through the silence, came two chilling syllables: Yu Yang. Only 2 words, yet enough to set social media ablaze and flood it with questions. Who said that? Why that name? And what exactly was being called from the other side? The hosts explained that the sound was captured during a frequency connection test. At first, they assumed it was a technical glitch. But when they extracted the raw data, the waveform revealed an artificial oscillation, a human-coded pattern, not a random signal. When they played it on air, the words Yang rang out, clear, echoing, cold. From that moment, Jackson Yi's name became the eye of a digital storm. What chilled listeners most was the realization that this might not have been the first signal. Because more than a month earlier, Yin had already sent out a kind of message, not by radio waves, but through a silent livestream. On September 16th, just 5 days after Yu Menglong's death, Yi Yang suddenly went live, a rare move, his first in 8 years since debut. Millions of fans flooded in, expecting a song or a greeting, but no, he said nothing. No smile, no music, no brand promotion. He simply sat before the camera, quietly stacking small stones on the table. His hands trembled slightly. His eyes were hollow, heavy with fatigue. Every so often, he muttered a single phrase: "I'm bored." No one knew who he was speaking to. There was no background music, no stage lighting, only the faint click-click of stones touching. After 17 minutes, the screen went black. No goodbye, no caption. Millions were left confused and uneasy. At the time, many dismissed it. He's tired, they said. It's performance art. But soon, those who rewatched the stream began noticing oddities. The original upload vanished from the platform. Only fan re-uploads remained, cropped, blurry, and filled with faint, unexplainable sounds. Around the 12-minute mark, when Yi Yang lowered the final stone, a soft tone could be heard behind the mic, so brief that only those wearing headphones caught it. It sounded like a whisper, distant yet deliberate. No one could confirm it, but after that night, several viewers reported the same recurring dream. a long corridor bathed in pale blue light, and a man standing with his back turned, never once looking back. Then, exactly 1 month later, the frequency signal reappeared. Amid the static, that same voice rose again, 2 cold, measured words. Yi Yang. It was as if everything had been choreographed. 3 events, a death, a live stream, and a signal, unfolding at intervals of 3 days, 5 days, and 1 month. Numbers that seemed random until placed side by side, forming a sequence too precise to ignore. Yu Menglong died on September 11th, under circumstances few now believe were accidental. 5 days later, September 16th, Yi Yang's silent livestream aired, strange, muted, heavy. Then, on October 24th, exactly 43 days after Yu's death, the Yi Yang voice resurfaced in the signal scan. The number 43, in traditional Chinese belief, marks the soul's return, the moment a departed spirit crosses the 7th gate, or briefly returns to complete unfinished ties. The spiritual research group known as File 204, famous for their experiments with ultra-frequency communication, claimed that the signal matched a frequency of 204 Hz, identical to the one detected in the Taiwanese recording. They released a short report on a private forum. The sound does not follow natural noise patterns. The waves are rhythmic with human-like breaks. Its structure resembles speech formation, but with no identifiable point of origin. In other words, the Yi Yang voice might have come from a real person, but transmitted from a place that does not exist in physical space. Vision Times later echoed the same claim. When the frequency reached 204 Hz, the voice emerged. It lacked natural static interference, resembling instead an attempt at human articulation from beyond. The world began to wonder, could there be a hidden connection between Yu Menglong and Jackson Yi? 1. A star who left the world in silence. The other, still living, yet surrounded by strange signals and dark omens. An anonymous blogger wrote, "If Yu Menglong sent a message, then the one being called is the key to deciphering it." Looking back, the timeline seemed almost scripted. The death, the live stream, the signal scan, all fitting together like an invisible design beyond scientific logic. Skeptics called it coincidence, a mix of radio interference and pattern-seeking minds. But signal experts countered, even if it were coincidence, the probability that all 3 events and frequencies align so precisely is astronomically low. To those in the spiritual field, there was only one explanation: a soul seeking a successor, or sending a warning to one who will soon follow the same path. 2 syllables, Yi Yang, ringing out at exactly 204 Hz. Yet one question remained. If it truly was Yu Menglong reaching out, why not say you? Why not help? Why call the name of someone still alive? Perhaps that name was the bridge between 2 worlds, the dead and the living, the silenced and the survivor. Or perhaps something far darker had borrowed a human voice to mislead an entire world. The concert, the pure earth, and the stage ritual. As the public was still shaken by the 2 words, Yu Yang, echoing through the mysterious recording, another event drew every eye back to him: Jackson Yi's concert, where earth, fire, crimson light, and thousands of spectators seemed to form part of a carefully designed ritual. At the concert, fans received a strange instruction. Each attendee had to bring a bag of soil. The notice was unusually strict. The soil must contain no roots, no liquids, no foreign materials. It must be odorless, pure, free from suspicious organic matter. It must be natural soil, completely clean. Netizens erupted. Has any concert in history ever asked fans to bring soil? What could it mean? Feng Shui expert Wei Yu explained, bringing soil is an act with ritual significance. Clean mountain soil belongs to the Yang element, rich in vital energy. Soil from cemeteries belongs to Yin, it gathers spirits. The careful choice of soil ensures positive energy flow. The pure earth requirement could not be symbolic. It made people believe that the soil itself was part of a ceremony. The performance went beyond singing. Yi Yang, from his hair to his costume to his props, was entirely draped in red. The stage lights, too, glowed scarlet, like the atmosphere of an occult rite. In one sequence, he held up a bronze mirror, not a regular glass one, and aimed it toward the audience. Those familiar with feng shui recognize the gesture as Chu Qi Fen Chiu, the mirror of reflection, a method said to draw the crowd's collective energy toward the person performing the ritual. The stage itself was designed in an eerie shape, resembling a turtle. The audience's seating formed the shell, and the performance platform was the head. The shell faced the crowd, giving the impression that they were enclosed inside an invisible array. Some aerial shots revealed a scissor-like structure extending from the main platform, a symbol associated with activating lethal energy. Analysts noted that the head of the turtle, located behind the stage where the audience could not see, was the point where spiritual energy gathered most intensely. Together, these details made the entire concert look less like a pop performance and more like a massive feng shui formation. At the same time, a series of coincidences began to chill the public. During the filming of Better Days, a crew member allegedly took their own life. During A Little Red Flower, composer Zhao Yingjun died suddenly. Rumors claimed a statue resembling him appeared later in the 798 Art District Museum. And while shooting The Battle at Lake Changjin, Yi Yang's stunt double suffered a severe accident that led to the amputation of a limb. Every project Yi Yang joined seemed followed by loss. This pattern fueled new theories online. Does he have a hidden power? Or is someone manipulating everything from behind the scenes? So the question arose, could the concert, with its pure soil, turtle-shaped stage, and red ritual, have been a form of hidden sacrifice? More people began to wonder, when you devote yourself to an idol like Yi Yang, do you truly love art, or are you being spiritually controlled? One viral comment read, "Satanic cults have already infiltrated entertainment. When you worship an idol, you may be worshiping something else." Although these claims remain unverified, if they are true, then the concert's stage design, the collection of pure soil, and the deliberate ritual elements could represent a psychological and energetic manipulation of the masses. And Jackson Yi, standing at the center of it all, might not merely be the performer, but perhaps the chosen vessel or the victim in a far greater game. The fracture of power. What began as speculation within the entertainment circle of Yu Menglong soon crossed far beyond the borders of showbiz. The deeper people dug, the stronger the scent of blood and power became. Beneath all the talk of spirits and crimson concerts lay something far more real, a war unfolding not on stage, but in the marble corridors of Zhongnanai. On the night of October 29th, an article spread rapidly across WeChat and Telegram before being completely wiped out within 14 minutes. The author used the name Hongedai Lin Baikuan, Hongedai meaning the second red generation, descendants of China's revolutionary elite, the bloodline of those who once ruled under Mao. The post made a direct accusation against a vice-national level official, Wang Shihong, China's Minister of Public Security. The brief but explosive line read, "Someone is exploiting the Yu Menglong case to cover up their crimes, and that person is not an artist, but the one who controls the artists." Within hours, every account that reposted the article was locked. Several bloggers were detained that very night. A man claiming to be the nephew of a National People's Congress advisor later stated that his uncle, a mid-level consultant, was suddenly recalled to Beijing for an emergency meeting on the morning of October 31st. There, everyone in attendance was aware of the accusation and ordered to remain absolutely silent. After that meeting, Lin Baikuan disappeared. Two people who confirmed meeting him at the Shidan UXU Hotel could no longer be reached. One anonymous source wrote, "Lin Baikuan has crossed into the forbidden zone. Once you touch the vice-national level, there's no way back." Commentator Li Muyang, long censored on Bilibili, wrote shortly after, Yu Menglong did not die by accident. He died because he knew too much. Behind the entertainment industry lies a network of money laundering linking corporations and the Ministry of Public Security. Jackson Yi is merely caught in its spiral. According to Li, major management companies, Huayi Brothers, Tianyu Media, and Keihao Art Museum all share one trait: ties to underground banking systems. Money from the entertainment world is washed through art exhibitions, then recycled back into private funds controlled by power groups. Yu Menglong, who had reportedly sought to break away from his management company, may have stumbled upon this financial circuit. When he vanished, the network needed a scapegoat to distract public attention, and that name was Jackson Yi. The censored post stated that the person Lin Baikuan accused was the top leader of an agency, though it did not specify which. Yet the composition of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, where only ministers and vice-national level officials attend, made one thing clear: the accusation had reached the highest level of government, where even a single misstep could trigger a silent purge. From there, the power structure began to split. One faction demanded total censorship to bury the scandal. The other insisted on an internal investigation to prevent an international fallout. The result: direct contradiction. The Central Propaganda Department ordered, erase every video about Yu Menglong, while the Cyberspace Administration countered, amplify public discussion to monitor sentiment. The chaos that followed threw Bilibili and Weibo into days of confusion. Those who dared to speak up vanished. Key accounts were deleted. And the Yu Menglong case hung in the air like a crack across the wall of power, visible to everyone, yet untouchable. In that silence, Jackson Yi's name continued to surface again and again, like an omen, like the echo of someone already gone, or perhaps a warning that another witness was being watched. Justice for Yu Menglong remains an unfinished dream. But when the death of an artist reaches the halls of power, when spirituality merges with politics, and when a name once thought innocent becomes the storm's center, the truth may no longer lie within human sight.